Travis was going over a crossing when suddenly Roxanne raced around the bend and hit his front wheels. Then Oliver came down the line in the opposite direction and hit Travis's cab, knocking the rest of Travis off the track. Oh, hello. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. How's your friend from the scrapyard doing? Oh, the red steam engine? His name's Splinter, and he's now working on Misty Island. Well, that's nice. My name's Roxanne, by the way. Roxanne? That's a neat name. Thanks. Zachary, Dustin, and Justin were guarding the entrance of the clay pits when all of a sudden, Wilbur pulled up. Hey guys, what's up? It's Wilbur, said Zachary. How did he escape? Don't you remember, said Dustin. Dart let the entrance to Tim and Chet's go. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm in the mood to tell a story. During my first day on Solar, I was pushing a fuel tanker through Henry's forest, but I wasn't being careful, and the fuel tanker derailed, caught fire, and burned down the whole forest. Boy, was Henry mad at me. Yeah, said Henry, who had pulled up behind Zachary. I wanted to knock him off the rails, like this, and Henry bumped Zachary hard. Zachary slid across the turntable and crashed on the other side. You'll pay for that, said Zachary. Dustin, Justin, get them. You heard him, Justin. Oh wait, I'm Justin. And with that, Dustin and Justin started together and crashed into each other on the turntable. Wilbur then raced forward and shoved them off the line. Ugh, you idiots, said Zachary. Well, maybe if you didn't ask both of us, said Dustin. Meanwhile, the boss was still chasing Baron. As they came racing around the bend, Ferdinand came towards the point and knocked Baron off the track. There you go, said Ferdinand. Whoa, thanks, said the boss. But I could have got him myself. Wait, how did you get out of the search and rescue center? Yeah, said Ferdinand. I would hate to upset you in any way, but we convinced Patriot to let us go. Really? You convinced him to let you go? Yeah, we told him that we really care about him and that we needed to save the island, so yeah, he let us go. Okay then. Well, I'll talk to him later about this. Come on, we gotta stop the rest of the diesels. And Ferdinand and the boss puffed away. Dan and Sydney were resting in a siding when all of a sudden, Cody came up from behind Dan and bashed him hard, knocking him off the track. That's one down, one to go, said Cody. You can't catch me, said Sydney, and he raced away when suddenly... Mavis, cried Cody, how did you get out of the yard? He looked over. The yard was abandoned. Yeah, said Mavis. We were talking to Splatter and Dodge, and they decided that they were no longer going to work for Diesel 10, and they let us go. Okay then, said Cody. Well, come on. We still got some more diesels to stop. And the two hurried away. Harry and Bird were at the smelter's yard. Just then, Percy and Rosie raced around the bend and knocked the two diesels off the track. Alright, you grim morons of doom, said Percy. Where's Thomas? He's not here, said Bird. Yeah, right, said Rosie. You're lying. No, really, Thomas isn't here, said Harry. You should be asking Spencer. Just then, Samson and Harvey came around the bend with a flatbed that was carrying Thomas. Thomas, shouted Percy and Rosie together. He's okay, said Harvey. We found him and Sir Topham Hatt in an abandoned warehouse in Tidmouth, said Samson. The diesels have all been put in the yard and Sir Topham Hatt is waiting for us. Soon the engines arrived at the yard. The military engines, Edward, Lady, and Oliver were all there. That's all of them, said the boss. Except for Jason and Jordan, 'cause, you know. Good work, engines, from the military and Sodor. Sir Topham Hatt spoke severely to the diesels from the other railway. My railway is off limits, he said sternly. You diesels must go back to the railway where you came from and stay there. Sir Topham Hatt turned to the Sodor villains. As for all of you, he said, I will deal with you all personally, except for you, Dart. I'm pleased that you did the right thing and let the engines at Timichets go. Dart smiled. Thanks. It feels good to do the right thing. Now then, says the Topham Hatt, I want all of you other railway diesels to return immediately. Wait, said Percy. Please hear me out, sir. Dart wasn't the only one who betrayed Diesel 10. From what I could tell, Spancan was not on board with this killing hundreds of thousands of people thing, and he returned the coal cars. If he hadn't done that, there would have been a 99.999999% chance that we would have failed. So Topham Hatt thought hard for a moment. Very well, I won't send Spancan back. However, he will have a trial just like last time. Spancan was surprised, but then smiled happily. Thank you, Percy, he said. I appreciate it. No problem. Hey, you called me Percy. And same goes for you, Splotch, said the Topham Hatt. I was going to bring you two to the railway for good after James had his accident with his wooden brakes, but you two had already joined up with Diesel 10. Splatter and Dodge were more than a bit surprised. Well, thank you, sir, said Splatter. We'll be the best diesels ever, said Dodge. As for the rest of you, I want you off my railway this instant, says the Topham Hatt. The military engines will escort you diesels back to the other railway, and the police will take Boomer and his gang back to jail. This isn't over, said Diesel 10. You won't always have these military meddlers looking after you, and when that day comes, you better watch your back, 'cause Pinchy will be chewing on it. Move it or lose it, Diesel 10, said Ramon. Hold on, said the boss. We still have one thing left to take care of. Patriot. Wait, me, said Patriot. Yes, said the boss. You seem to have found that the Sodor engines really care about you. So are you going to stay here or return with us? Patriot thought hard for a moment. Well, I really do enjoy being a military engine and getting to bash the buffers of evil diesels. But this is where I truly belong. This is home. Okay then, said the boss. Here you shall stay. And what about you, Reek? Wait, me, said Reek. Yes, said the boss. You seem to like this island a lot. So Topham Hatt and I discussed this. I guess it would all just come down to you. What do you say? Reek smiled, a very big smile. The engines cheered and whistled. Patriot and Reek were here to stay. As the engines began to disperse and the military engines took the diesels away, so Topham Hatt spoke to the boss. Thank you so much for all your help, military engines, said the Topham Hatt. I don't know what we could have done without you. We're just happy to be of service, sir, said the boss. That night, Thomas was brought back to his friends at the sheds. Old ones and new ones. Just then, Oliver arrived. Don't worry, we'll find him. I'm at the sheds. I'll tell them. No, you hang up first. She hung up on me. Who are you talking to? Asked Edward. The boss gave him one of our spare radios so he and Roxanne can keep in touch, said Reek. Roxanne just told me that Bowler was in the yard, but didn't return with the other diesels, so that means Bowler's still on the railway, said Spancan. Don't worry, Sister Topham Hatt. I'll assign some engines to look for him first thing in the morning. Get some rest, everyone. And Sir Topham Hatt walked away. Thank you all for helping to save the island, said Thomas. You guys deserve every bit of credit. All I did was get hit with a cargo car. You know we'll do anything for our number one, said Percy. And with that, the engines fell asleep. The next day, Spancan brought Thomas to the steamworks. Back so soon, said Victor. Yeah, Spencer hit me with a cargo car, said Thomas. Spancan left Thomas to be repaired and went to meet Sir Topham Hatt at Knapford. Patriot and Reek were there. Spancan, said Sir Topham Hatt, I would like you to fetch James and Gorn's coaches, then help Splatter and Dodge in the yard. Yes, sir, said Spancan, and he rolled away. Well, I'll see you guys around, said Reek. There's a waste calling my name. And Reek puffed away happily. Now then, Patriot, is it? Iron Patriot, said Patriot. I would still like to go by Patriot, if that's okay. Russ kinda doesn't really fit me that much. Very well then, said the Top Hat. I believe that when you left the island, you were about to pull some passengers. I think they've really missed your company. Go and give them a run, will you? Yes, sir, said Patriot. It's good to be back. And he puffed away, happy to be back on Sodor with all his friends.